human resources of the people who make up the workforce of an organization, business sector, or economy. Human capital is sometimes used synonymously with human resources, although human capital typically refers to a more narrow view. Likewise, other terms sometimes used include manpower, talent, labor, personnel, or simply people. A human resources department of a company performs human resource management, overseeing various aspects of employment, such as compliance with labor law and employment standards, administration of employee benefits, and some aspects of recruitment and dismissal. Definition of staffing: a personnel management. Staffing is a process of hiring and a positioning in an organization. Origins. Pioneering economist John R. Commons used the term human resource in his 1893 book, The Distribution of Wealth, but did not further build upon it. The term human resource was subsequently in use during the 1910s and 1920s, as was the notion that workers could be seen as a kind of capital asset. Among scholars, the first use of human resources in its modern form was in a 1958 report by economist E. Whitebacky. The term began to become more developed in the 19th century due to misunderstandings between the employers and employees. The term in practice, for the corporate objective, employees have been traditionally viewed as assets to the enterprise, whose value is enhanced by further learning and development, referred to as human resource development. In regard to how individuals respond to the changes in a labor market, the following must be understood: skills and qualifications. As industries move from manual to more managerial professions, so does the need for more highly skilled staff. If the market is tight, employers must compete for employees by offering financial rewards, community investment, etc. Geographical spread. How far is the job from the individual? The distance to travel to work should be in line with remuneration, and the transportation and infrastructure of the area also influence who applies for a position. Occupational structure. The norms and values of the different careers within an organization. Mahoney 1989 developed 3 different types of occupational structure, namely, craft, organization, career path, and unstructured. Generational difference. Different age categories of employees have certain characteristics, for example, the behavior and their expectations of the organization. Concerns about the terminology. One major concern about considering people as assets or resources is that they will be commoditized, objectified, and abused. Some analysis suggests that human beings are not commodities or resources, but are creative and social beings in a productive enterprise. The 2000 revision of ISO 9001, in contrast, requires identifying the processes, the sequence and interaction, and to define and communicate responsibilities and authorities. In general, heavily unionized nations such as France and Germany have adopted and encouraged such approaches. Also, in 2001, the International Labour Organization decided to revisit and revise its 1975 Recommendation 150 on human resources development, resulting in its labor is not commodity principle. One view of these trends is that of strong social consensus on political economy and a good social welfare system facilitate labor mobility and tend to make the entire economy more productive, as labor can develop skills and experience in various ways, and move from one enterprise to another with little controversy or difficulty in adapting. Another important controversy regards labor mobility and the broader philosophical issue with usage of the phrase human resources. Governments of developing nations often regard developed nations that encourage immigration or guest workers as appropriating human capital that is more rightfully part of the developing nation and required to further its economic growth. Over time, the United Nations have come to more generally support the developing nations' point of view, and have requested significant offsetting foreign aid contributions so that a developing nation losing human capital does not lose the capacity to continue to train new people in trades, professions, and the arts.